Welcome back. Approximately 15% of American adults report some trouble hearing. And this is a really troubling number right here. 1 in 8 people in the U.S. over the age of 12 experience hearing loss in both ears. Well, Brittany Brose with UofL Health joins us now to talk about it. And Brittany, thanks so much for being here. This is a really big issue. I was just telling you in the break, my father-in-law always says, you know, be careful about going to these really loud concerts. But hearing loss is due to overexposure in both ears, right?
It can be, definitely. Yeah. As we get older, we tend to have more trouble hearing, but loud noise exposure over the course of your lifetime can definitely play a role too. So those that have loud hobbies like hunting and shooting, but also just those that have occupations that put them in a lot of loud noise can have a problem with their hearing.
Okay, and so what are some signs and symptoms that we might be having, you know, a real hearing loss?
Yeah, most of the time, if you are starting to notice that you're asking other people to repeat themselves, maybe even if your loved ones are starting to say that they are having to repeat themselves pretty often, if you have any ringing or buzzing in your ears, that can be a sign as well. Those can all cause some trouble and can eventually cause you to start withdrawing from social situations too. If you know that you're going to have a hard time hearing and understanding people, you stop, you know, spending good time with those loved ones.
Yeah, and I would say a lot of us are probably like, what'd you say?
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
Can you repeat that again? Or maybe it's just me, but what kinds of tests and treatments are provided by UofL Health right now?
UofL has options to have your hearing tested any age, and we can evaluate how well you're hearing. Are you having more trouble hearing out of one ear versus the other? We also offer ability to evaluate any bothersome ringing in the ears, so that tinnitus. If it's really starting to bother you, we can evaluate that, along with any dizziness or vertigo. Sometimes that can be caused from an inner ear problem, and we can evaluate your dizziness too.
Wow, okay. And who's most impacted? Of course, people, you know, think that it's all older people, which is not the case. And why'd you say, you know, kind of thing, but that's really not the case, right?
It's not, no. You can have hearing loss at any age. We see young children with hearing loss that can just be born with trouble hearing. And even a mild hearing loss at a young age can cause trouble with learning speech and language. So we want to evaluate that really quickly. As you have those noisy jobs, potentially you might be more impacted. But even patients that have other health conditions like diabetes or heart issues, certain autoimmune disorders can all have trouble with their hearing too.
Okay, and we want to mention really quickly, there are 3 locations where people can go to get help with hearing loss for UofL Health.
Yes. Right,
and I think we have those locations, if we can put those up. There they are. And if there's one there at the UofL Audiology, will you say that for me?
Audiology.
Thank you.
Yes.
Chestnut Street. And
the Louisville Center for Voice Care,
okay.
and then also University of Louisville Medical Center East.
Okay, and is that downtown?
Medical Center East is off of Dutchman's.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yes.
All right. Well, Brittany, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate the information. And